This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. It's been a busy month for Bahamian track and field, and as Kelsey Johnson tells us, there's still more to come.
Just when our junior athletes thought they can take a rest and enjoy the remainder of their summer vacations, the Rising Stars will get rolling on Wednesday in Edmonton, Canada. The Junior Pan Am Games are biannual sports which attracts more than 500 athletes from 38 countries around the North America, South America, Central America, and Caribbean islands.
Given our performances throughout the year, and the rankings in some of our athletes, we have a very well-balanced team, and we're looking for them to perform exceedingly well at the Junior Pan Ams.
Some of the members of this year's squad recently participated in the IAAF World Youth Championships. Even though the team did not win any medals, Sands applauded the efforts of the athletes and encouraged them to continue to push towards becoming better in the sport.
There's always a level of expectation and there's levels of disappointment. And so there was some mixed, there was some that we expected to perform better than others, and then there were those that performed better than we expected. There were several PBs, and all we really ask the kids for, especially at this level, right, is to go out there and perform to their best. And what is their best? If they can match their PB or improve that, there's not much more you can ask for.
Are our junior athletes on the right track and compared to those in the region?
I think we are, and so I say that goes well for the coaching that they've been receiving and for their performances overall.
A number of our junior and youth athletes' performances this season has them ranked on the IAAF's top list, which is compiled by the governing body. This list gives a complete breakdown of times and distances in each event and can be found on the IAAF's website. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
Thanks a lot, Kelsey. Now Serena Brown will be one of the athletes traveling to Junior Pan Am, and she spoke about her expectations.
Pretty much I'm going to PR again. To say exactly what I'm going to throw, I don't know, but I'm going to give it my best, and whatever that is, just hope that I'm satisfied with it and the country is satisfied with it as well.
Bahamian basketball was in the limelight last week. Michael Sweetbells Thompson and his son Clay, both NBA champions, were honored for their accomplishments both on and off the hardwood. The elder Thompson took the time out to speak about what needs to be done in order for basketball to flourish even more here in the Bahamas.
I think the Bahamian government needs to get behind the basketball program the way they have a track and field, because we all know we have gifted track and field athletes coming out throughout the Bahamas throughout history, and they continue to. But basketball is really growing in this country. The talent is getting better and better. The kids are getting bigger and stronger as generations come along, and there is so much basketball talent in this country that I think the Bahamian government needs to recognize that even more and put more effort into developing the basketball talent, investing more in the basketball talent in the Bahamas. And I sure hope they do, because we have some young fellas coming up now who are going to be in the pros someday. They're that good. We have Buddy Hield out of Grand Bahama, who's going to get drafted very high next year, and he's going to represent the Bahamas for years to come, just like I did and Clay's doing right now, Eric Gordon's doing. And we have another kid, DeAndre Ayton, out in San Diego, 7 feet tall. He's going to be a sophomore in high school. You didn't even know this, and that's why we need to make this more aware to the people about all the basketball talent coming in, and invest the same type of facilities and monies into basketball as they do track and field.
Still talking hoops, the New Providence Basketball Association will hold its annual general meeting and election of officers later on in the year, and Eugene Horton will be putting his name in the hat in hopes of becoming the new president.
We have our slate. We've been meeting and planning, budgeting, so forth. And the whole idea is win, lose or draw. Anything that we have on paper, and be willing to pass it on to whoever is elected.
The Rollville Exuma Class C Regatta will get underway on Saturday. Two of the sloops you're going to want to look out for are the WG Thunderbird and Sweet Island Gal.
We've had 5 consecutive guns, which means that she is a gunboat. Now I go to Rollville and Hackey has the tiller, and we're hoping that some of that will rub off on him, because you know he has done fairly well sailing Thunderbird. He should have won the Rollville last year, but he has a close connection with Buzzy. But this year, if he fool around, you know what time will be, you know, because the Thunderbird is sailing good enough to to win Rollville?
We're doing good. We went to Andrews. I beat him in Andrews. Freeport, he beat me because certain things with the wind factor, so that's sailing. But we're going to Rollville. I've been to Rollville for 3 years. This will be my 4th year, and I think for some reason in Rollville it seems that every time I go there's something going on. But this time it's different. I feel a little better about myself now, about sailing Sweet Island Gal, more confident. I'm doing a little better on the tiller, so they're gonna have some problems.
Regatta activities will also take place this weekend in Black Point, and to go along with the sailing will be the world-famous Ugly Man Contest.
The only island in the world that pays people to be ugly is Black Point. We're doing really good, but we also need a little bit more help in order to make this big. We got ugly people from Grand Bahama in the north to Inaugo, Marijuana in the south. So, plus we got one ugly fella. We can't really reveal who he is yet, but you have to be in Black Point to see him. We're going to bring him in at 4:45 on the flight straight to the Ugly Man competition.
I understand that Kevin Moxie says that if he doesn't win in sailing, he got a young man coming from South Andrews, Randy.
Yeah, Randy would be like maybe the ugliest fella in other competition, but we got some really ugly people from Black Point. And in order to win this competition, we got like over $2,000 in sponsors. We got people coming from every walks of life to win this money. So Black Point is going to be big. The Ugly Man competition is going to be good. And Moses Smith out of Freeport, Grand Bahama, he's taking care of all the sponsor, Ocean Motion, and Randy Roldham. They're doing a tremendous job and making the Ugly Man competition great.
It's been said that offense draws crowds while defense wins championships, and as Julian Gibson tells us tonight, that old adage was spot on in the glory days of our men's national softball team.
Benson, when the Bahamas was ranked 3rd in the world in softball, Richard the Lionheart Johnson was the ace on the pitching staff. And according to many, he might have been the best pitcher at that time in the region.
The best pitcher I ever seen in my life. I'm serious about that. Anytime a man could pitch 7 innings one night, and then come back and pitch 19 innings, that ain't telling you something, my brother?
That's the man. Lion. To be truthful with you, Julian, we say Glenn Griffin. Bill might say Dougie Smith, but that ain't so. Lion is better than all of us. Anytime we had an extra inning game with Edney, we lost that game. I don't remember us winning an extra inning game with Edney yet. We went 19 innings against New Zealand. New Zealand have the best pitchers in softball. In the world, softball, New Zealand. And he pitched against 3 New Zealand pitchers that night.
And with Richard pitching, it was Fred Papa Smith with the big bat, many times driving in the winning runs for the Bahamas.
It was a whole team effort because, anytime you play 19 innings and the opponents only score 1 run, there had to be some good defense. So it was a whole team effort. And that particular team, that might have been one of the better national teams that I ever traveled with because everybody was together, and we had that spirited thing.
So the question is, how do we get back to those glorious days? Practice, practice, practice.
We got to put the time into it. We got to put the effort into it. From what I see, they're not willing to, the ball players, that they don't want to work. They don't want to work. They just want to come out and play. You can't go nowhere like that.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
Thanks a lot, Julian, and that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.